Welcome to the
Battery Podcast with Jesus
and Luis. Today we're talking about
abundance mentality, true abundance mentality at least. But first, let's go over where we just came from. Well, first, before starting the shit show of trying to get two mics to work. We're just using one mic. In the meantime, we just came back from watching a really cool movie. It's called Cold Pursuit, starring Liam Neeson.
Don't fuck with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I figured it was it had all the best elements of a Liam Neeson movie. It had revenge, and it had Liam Neeson. Two things that completely lend themselves to each other, but it was also like a comedy. It was like a black comedy.
Dark comedy, yeah. A lot of awkward moments, like those fucking
hilarious moments.
Yeah,
Hilarious
moments. When they're fucking on the truck lifting the casket up for like 3 minutes. It's going forever and shit.
Yeah, that was So a lot of awkward moments, but it was a good movie. It was fun to watch. I highly recommend it. Especially if you're a Liam Neeson fan,
yeah,
think of it this way:
it doesn't disappoint. If you're a Liam Neeson fan, it wouldn't disappoint.
I think it's probably one of the better Liam Neeson movies in the last 10 years. I would say it's basically Fargo meets Taken in the sense that it has the intensity of a Taken movie along with Liam Neeson. But it also has the absurdity of Fargo. Just people getting in such absurd situations because other people provoked it. I can't put it any other way. But basically, think of those two movies being blended together into one. And on our way back, we were talking about the fact that we're kind of cultivating somewhat of an abundance mentality. And what that means, at least for me, it probably means something different for most people. For me, basically, it means having a mentality where I have a lot of options.
Right? Options in life.
Yeah, a lot.
Everything. Man.
Yeah, a lot of cool options. Like I said, especially in this day and age when the internet exists, there's a lot of things you can do, like starting an awesome podcast,
Yes, right?
Yeah, and so
BatteryTV.
There you go, and that's up and coming. But an abundance mentality is something I just recently started cultivating last year, and I started realizing I'm pretty close to being truly free. I have a couple payments, a couple final payments I need to make on my current student loans, and after that, I'm basically free as a bald eagle. And
I just got like 500 in credit card debt. That's not bad though. I could pay that off like tomorrow.
Yeah,
but I mean, I probably fucking should pay it off tomorrow. Shit.
You should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I don't know about you.
That's what the tax return's going for.
And here's the thing. Yeah, like it's good that you brought this up. I'm starting to think in the sense that I am not a fan of owing money or owing things, period. I don't like owing money. I don't like it at all. I don't like the feeling. I felt it for the last 6 years. It sucks, and it's something you probably shouldn't do your best to avoid at all times, at all costs. So, personally, like I said, I don't like owing money, so I also don't like to be tied down to things. I think that's my problem, maybe. I don't know. Some people see... Here's the thing. Some people see it as a problem. For some reason, I feel like I see it as a solution. I don't feel like it's an absolute necessity to owe money. I just don't think so. I'm not trying to sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but in hindsight, technically the banks really do want you to owe money.
Oh,
they love
their
it.
main goal.
Yeah, they love it because they love They love the fact that you pay for your own debt. If you really think about it, you're paying for your own debt. And what does that mean? That means that they're making you a debt slave. And I am not a fan of being a debt slave. I just don't like it. I want to be as free as possible.
It took me a while to realize that. Yeah. I mean, I kind of believe that you like, remember when you believed that there was no debt necessary? Like, I'm not gonna get a credit card because fuck your credit, like your credit score, it doesn't even matter. Like,
well, that's okay. The thing is, people are brainwashed into thinking that they absolutely 100% need to have credit, and that they need to buy things with credit. When in reality, why don't you actually exercise some real, monetary discipline and only buy things you actually have money for?
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little crazy. Maybe I might be wrong. But in my eyes, in my mind, I prefer to have things or buy things that I actually have money for. So when I actually pay it, I don't have any other problems or anything else that I need to worry about except for that.
That's why you kick back on being so materialistic.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
See, so you can live by that. And then experience what real freedom is.
Exactly. Experience what real freedom is. And on top of that, capitalizing on that, you also have the freedom to do things you actually want to do. If you're going to spend money on things you actually want to do. Rock climbing. Jiu-jitsu. By the way, this last week, I just became a blue belt. So
congratulations.
Thank you. It was a long time coming, but yeah, like I just got my blue belt from jiu-jitsu. But like, here's the thing: is I get I pay tuition at my school, but I value what I get from jiu-jitsu, and I think that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand what they value. They don't understand when they buy things or when they purchase things or when they invest in things. I think they just blindly invest in the things and they don't actually think about it. Investing in education or investing in some car that you're about to buy and you're going to put a down payment and then constantly pay it off. Just, why don't you put that money into things that you actually thoroughly enjoy doing? Rock climbing.
Okay, I did this because of it was an option at school. And my homie did it last semester, and he was like, dude, it's so much fun. And I'm just like, fuck it. It was like $120, something like that. And it's a 3-month subscription, so I get like like the Costco deal of rock climbing kind of thing.
Okay. Nice.
So
good way to put it.
Yeah. And so I get to use it twice a week for class, and then just kind of pretty much whenever I want to go. And it's just been getting so much fun learning new technique, the right technique on how to do it. Like, I'm kind of a fucking monkey and I can swing off anything, so it's been kind of easy for me. But like,
it's that Sotelo lineage. I think we're just born to climb shit.
Yeah.
Everybody, all of us.
Like, with them teaching me the real technique, I can finish these pretty hard climbs while conserving my energy, and I'm just there like hanging with one hand, like how you're kind of supposed to do it, and just feeling like a badass for a second.
Dude,
like fucking Mission Impossible.
I now, rock climbing, does it bring you joy?
Yeah.
Do you lose yourself?
Yeah,
does it
so far, yeah.
Do you lose yourself completely, and does it require you to be present?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, even
you have no choice but to be present, right?
Even if you know you're safe, because you know, like, all the commands and everything,
Dude,
you're chilling.
You're speaking English.
And then you know you're safe, but they tell you to let go of the wall, and like you're supposed to let go of the wall when you're done, so they can lower you, and your instinct is just like, what the fuck? I'm not letting go of this wall. Like, I'm 25
well, it's because
feet
your body doesn't. It's weird. Your brain doesn't know what to do when it's not on some sort of flat ground.
Yeah.
So it wants to cling on to something.
Yeah.
Your body, your
I'm
mind
just
just
there with it.
but I get it. But I completely get that, and I think this is the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like it's the same thing, because the reason why I asked, does it require you to be present and bring joy, is because that's the same thing that I get from jiu-jitsu. Is I get nothing but joy. I'm loving it. I've been doing jiu-jitsu, legitly doing jiu-jitsu for 2 years, and it makes sense considering I've been wrestling since I was 14, so over 10 years. But one thing I know for a fact is the more I do it, especially now, because I just got promoted, and here's the thing, I've been told that I was going to get promoted 6 months ago, and where you have to where I train, you have to show up to promotions, and promotions are held every 6 months. I didn't show up to the last promotion, but even then I kept getting told by other coaches from other coaches in my school, other guys that I roll with, other blue belts when I was a white belt, that were telling me, "Oh, are you a blue belt yet? Are you a blue?" I'm like, "No, not at all." They couldn't believe it, because I was tapping a lot of the blue belts. I was finishing a lot of the blue belts, but the thing is, if I had gotten promoted back then, I wouldn't have felt like I was at that level. Now that I showed up this time around, I feel like I'm actually at the level of a blue belt. And the other thing too is, you have no choice but to be present. Even when I'm rolling with a white belt, I know, especially when we slap hands and we engage finally, I can kind of gauge this person. Okay, he's intense. He probably is not very good positionally, but he understands that he needs to get past my legs, or he needs to take me down. And this guy's intense. So even with a white belt, whether I'm rolling with a white belt or whether I'm rolling with my coach who's a black belt, who's a second degree black belt, he's an absolute savage, I have no choice but to be present. And for a while, I was only present when I was rolling with guys that were higher level than myself, and I wasn't too present when I was rolling with guys my level. And so I would get caught in bad submissions and stuff like that. Now, I think the one thing I've learned is being present. And another thing is, I'm enjoying the ride even more. More and more every day. I cannot wait. It's the highlight. And of course, like, I'm in a situation right now where I'm sort of, how do you put it? Stalemate. Not a stalemate. I'm moving forward, definitely, but it's just, it's taking a little while to get myself out of this debt that I've been talking about. But jiu-jitsu has kept me above ground mentally. You see, you get it? It's helped me tread water, basically. It's helped me because if I didn't have jiu-jitsu, I mean, I would probably still work out. I'd probably still play my bass.
You just want to fucking...
But honestly, there is like rock climbing. I would imagine that's just, you kind of get like a high out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You get a high out of it because you did something. You went from point A to point B.
I remember lifting was the same way, but like I've been lifting for so long that like it's just, to me it's like brushing my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm still definitely enjoying lifting. It's just I've just started rock climbing, and I'm just learning every time I'm there, and it's fun. So this is like a new experience, and it's just legit. And the fact that we're free, we get to do this shit.
Notice how we started with talking about abundance, and to us, in a weird way, we have all this abundance and all this freedom to be able to truly do what we want, and we utilize it the way we want it. I would not want to. No one would. If I ever get paid for anything that required jiu-jitsu, any endeavor that had anything to do with jiu-jitsu, I would tell those people that are paying me, if I get a sponsorship. I mean, I'm not saying I'm there at that level yet, but I definitely have every ambition to be at that level,
That's
every
right.
intent to be at that level, because it's my life's goal to become a black belt. After that, we'll see what happens, But right now, I'm focusing on one thing and one thing only, and that's my black belt. And now that I just got my blue belt, I'm actually realizing this is actually something that's very real. Like, I'm taking actionable steps. I'm training consistently every day, and I'm getting better at it. But it's just like, if I ever get to a point, I know for sure I'll become, I'll get my black belt for sure. It's because I have my whole life to do it. I mean, either I get my black belt or I die trying. That's just what's gonna happen. Okay. Now that being said, if I ever get paid for anything jiu-jitsu related, I would tell whoever paid me, whatever institution that paid me, like, you're stupid for paying me. You're stupid for paying me, because I would do this for free.
I want to have that feeling, man.
Right.
I really
exactly. Do. And again, now, especially in these last couple months, like, that feeling is starting to, it's almost, I'm realizing it could actually become a reality.
Yeah.
It can become a reality. I can, in fact, become a high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner, and maybe, who knows, I can teach seminars around the world. I can, obviously I have to work hard at it, and I have no, I know for a fact I'm more than willing to put everything into this now. So, I mean, having that abundance mentality of, okay, well, I'm free. I have all this time in the world. I don't have any, like I said, any looming debt. I don't have any mortgage I need to worry about. I don't have any kids I need to worry about or anything like that. No mouths to feed but myself. Like, what else? Like, I'm literally, at the moment, I would say I'm more set for life than the average frat boy whose parents is paying for the college.
Yeah, man.
I really think about it, because like those guys, like, or people who are born, they're just born rich. We went to school with those kids. You and I both went to school with those kids, and they're not, they're cool and all, but we appreciate basically the freedom that we have. We appreciate the freedom that we have, and I think that's the one thing I want people to take away is, especially people who don't really have much. If you feel like you don't have much going on, well, you're working a day job. You work a 9 to 5. What else do you have? If you don't have any kids, you're just working a 9 to 5, and you're going to school or something like that, and you're going to school for whatever reason. Cool, do your thing.
That's what I was doing. I just felt like I wasn't doing anything with my shit. I was
aimless, somewhat aimless.
Just straight up aimless. I mean, I went for bio because I liked fucking science. But I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Here's the thing. I think, because I went to school for a while too, and I think the best teacher, unless of course you're looking, and this should be obvious to most people. If you're going into in the STEM field, of course you want to go to college. If you're already looking to get into a STEM field, science, law, medicine, then you're set. You have a clear-cut path, point A to point B. But other than that, I mean, the best teachers, the best school you can go to is just trying things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing for the last 7 years, and some things I enjoyed, but I knew it wasn't for me. Other things I thoroughly enjoyed. I was a personal trainer for 3 years, and I gained a lot of great experience, met a lot of amazing people who I'm still in touch with. And I have and I'm meeting a lot of those people. I have a lot of options. Like, I can, if I ever decide for whatever reason shit hits the fan and I'm backed up against the wall, I can just make 1 or 2 phone calls and I'm right back into personal training.
See? That's how fucking free you are, man.
That's literally it. I know it because
okay, so you're working this job that you really don't give a shit about, that you're just using to pay your shit, so you can do jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
Okay? I mean, most people are doing that. That's called grinding. That's called, just doing the shit that you want to do just to be able to do it,
Yeah.
Because you have to work, obviously.
Yeah.
You have to get your shit done. But your spare time is probably jiu-jitsu.
It's all jiu-jitsu. It's spent with all jiu-jitsu. And if I'm not doing jiu-jitsu, I'm studying jiu-jitsu. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm watching everyone from Marcelo Garcia all the way to the Mendes brothers and everyone in between. And, I'm studying everything.
That's the equivalent to Johnny. Johnny's fucking doing the same shit, man, right now.
Yeah. Johnny and I are cut. If anything, I think out of everybody in our family, Johnny and I are cut from the same cloth.
I think so.
In a strange way. The only thing with Johnny is I'm jealous of him. I'm very jealous of him because he found this out a lot earlier than I did. Like a lot earlier.
He's jealous of us because he's not of Sotelo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you hear that? You're not a Sotelo, man. He's gonna talk shit because now he's a bailon. So fucking what? Right. But here's the thing. Now I'm at again. Cool thing is recently now I have something to show for it. I'm looking at my blue belt right now as I speak. Like I'm there. Like and you know maybe I'm just high right now because I just got promoted. So it's pretty nice knowing that I am officially seen as somewhat of basically someone who knows something, a thing or two. Once you
not
hit
just a regular.
You're not exactly. You're not a little wild whitey out there, wild white belt out there, just kind of like scrambling to breathe. Now I kind of actually, I can safely say I know a thing or two, especially in jiu-jitsu. Like I actually know real techniques. I actually understand sequences now versus just trying to muscle my way out of things, which was, arguably. Sometimes I did that. Sometimes I utilized my wrestling, which helped out a lot. And I think my wrestling definitely fast-tracked my road to blue belt. If I had never wrestled in my entire life, oh, God, I'd probably be still a white belt right now because I don't learn... I don't consider myself a fast learner. But where I lack in that department, I make up for in work ethic. And I make up for it in fearlessness because I'm willing to put myself in compromising situations, which is something not a lot of people are willing to do. I go to tournaments. I compete. Not how many people...
I gotta start doing that a lot more, man. Yeah. Shit. Dude. I've been itching for that.
There you go. Get back. Really now you have. Yeah, you're feeling good. I've seen you. I've watched your Instagram. I've seen you've been pulling all that weight and then some.
I hit 415 for one last time, which is like I haven't done that in a while.
415?
Yeah. And I've never hit 405 for 3 like I did a couple weeks ago. So
now that's good. That's funny. It's I've been kind of wanting to ask you
These
this.
Are deadlifts.
Deadlifting. Is your deadlift the way you deadlift like primarily sumo?
Yeah.
And it's modified to modified.
If I tried conventional, I'd probably snap my shit in half.
Instantly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I can hit conventional. I could hit 225 conventional cake, but
especially that's still a killer pull for a guy your size.
Oh, from my size, I guess.
Yeah.
But I could hit double that.
Yeah, sumo. So. But which is still, like I said, you're still pound for pound stronger than the average person.
Yeah.
So that in a sense, who can say that? Who can say that?
Okay, I think there's only been a couple people on this earth that have been able to pull 4 times their own weight, and I think I'm one of them.
There you go. Nobody can say that. We have one of the world's strongest people in this room, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think you understand that. Like one of the world's strongest people, and we have actionable proof. It's not just. I'm not just saying that. There is actual proof that you'd have to check him out on Instagram. What is it? OB Flinch. OB
Original Bean Flinch.
I was wondering what the hell that meant.
It was something else a little while ago. I'll let you guys know later.
So yeah, just check it out, and you'll understand what I mean by that. But yeah, if you're itching for that competition, do it. Yeah. Do it. Like, and here's the thing: don't get distracted.
Yeah, once you sign up for that should be your.
Yeah, that's. I know this firsthand. Like once you've signed up, okay, it's go time. It's go time. Yeah. Here we go. Like I know 100%.
Fucking clutch kick that shit.
Yeah, so like for me, it's like every time I sign up for a tournament, once I hit that homepage, and my name's fully registered. Okay, it's go time. I gotta be at this weight at this day, at this time. You gotta
be a professional about it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like I said, I'm not a professional, but I treat it as if I was.
Yeah.
I prepare.
Hey, that's how you know you're taking it serious.
Yes, I always prepare. I'm always, every single time I've competed, I'm always on weight. I'm always on weight. I've always been on weight. Sometimes I'm actually even underweight. And what I try to do...
I have that problem.
What? Oh, underweight?
Competing underweight.
Underweight, yeah. But see, like with me, like what I try to do is... I try to get as many matches, I squeeze as many matches as I can. I mean, when I first did Naga, it was cool because they let me do 2 weight classes at the same division, which is the white belt division at the time. And so I competed at 160 and 170, but I weighed in 157. And I lost out at 170, but I won at 160s. I cleaned out the division there. The second time I went to Naga, I didn't have such a good experience. I mean, I did. It was fun still, but they wouldn't allow me to do 2 divisions. Not only that, but I was kind of forced to go into the blue belt division. They forced me into the blue belt.
They fucked you up?
Yeah. I mean, well, and that's why it was a good thing. It was kind of it was a good and a bad thing because it was bad because, I mean, the guys I was going up with were fucking killers. You know what? I'm gonna be real. Some of those guys were sandbagging. They were purple belts.
Okay.
They were purple belts. Either their coach or themselves, they sandbag, and that's what happens in jiu-jitsu. That the term sandbag means like you're either coach, your academy, or you're the person himself that keeps themselves from getting promoted to the next belt. And so that way they can just absolutely dominate that division, you know? So I would say, I mean, and this is at the time, this is like 6 months ago, and I did fairly well against a guy from Atos. And for those who don't know, Atos is arguably one of the greatest jiu-jitsu academies in the world. It's world renowned, along with AOJ, along with Marcelo Garcia's and Renzo Gracie's academy. That's another one that's just a world renowned.
Where's that one held at?
It's in San Diego, and that's where the Mendes brothers actually came from.
Okay.
So if anything, AOJ is somewhat of an extension of Atos.
Okay.
And is run by this competitor by the name of Andre Gaval. And yeah, so I went up against this guy, and he'd never wrestled, but he had surprisingly good wrestling abilities because he stuffed all my takedowns. The thing is, he beat me by 2 points in the very last 15 seconds because he got the full mount. He slid his knee right out of my half guard, so he got the 2 points. But I mean, I didn't get submitted. I never got a takedown, but I didn't get taken down either. And so, like, I held my own, basically. So, and my coach at the time basically told me, you may not be a blue belt officially at the moment, but you definitely demonstrated. This is what he said. You may not be a blue belt, but you demonstrated you at least belong in this division. So I was like, cool, man. That meant a lot. That meant a lot. And this was like right after that last promotion. So I'm like, okay, well, I have some work to do now. I realized I have some work to do. I definitely need to, work on my pressure and definitely my guard pass and stuff like that, and my guard retention. So, and since then, I know for a fact, I'm not, and I'll say this because I'm my own worst critic. And I will say for sure I've improved. And I know for a fact now I'm confident enough to say I'm a real blue belt. But anyway, back to this whole conversation, like the mentality.
How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu again?
Officially, I would say 2 years. 2 years. Which, in most sense, that's typically what it takes to get a blue belt. You can definitely get a blue belt inside 1 year. But when I first started, I was like
pussyfooting around.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was training twice a week. I was still consistent, but it was only like twice a week, and it wasn't until maybe last year. It wasn't until my new coach Ruben, when he came in and took over our program.
Shout out to Ruben.
Once he actually took over the program because at that time where I was training, it was sort of a revolving door of coaches. There was a guy named Matt Salinas who just got promoted to black belt in this last promotion. Congratulations to Matt.
Right.
Anyway, so he was kind of running the program a little bit, but he was also leaving because he was coaching this fighter by the name of Ian McCall. Ian McCall is actually a legitimate professional fighter who I've rolled with a couple of times. He fought for Risen. Risen's a Japanese promotion. And he actually fought Mighty Mouse, by the way.
Nice.
He lost out, but I mean he I think it was by decision or something like that. But so he fought Mighty Mouse, and Matt was his main instructor, and so Ian McCall would run in to our class every now and then. But so he was in and out. He was always back and forth between coaching us and Japan. So then when he wasn't around, I mean, Ron, you know Ron, right? Yeah. So Ron would kind of come in to fill in every now and then. So I'd have like a revolving door, so
it wasn't set in stone which coach you had.
Exactly, it wasn't set in stone.
You didn't have like anybody to rely on.
Exactly, because it was a sort of a revolving door, and so we were just kind of going over basics, and then whatever move we learned that day. Like I train at 10th Planet, so like some days we'll work rubber guard. Now I just don't have the flexibility for rubber guard. I just don't. I mean, rubber guard is very effective.
Just do yoga.
maybe when maybe in 2 years or something like that. We'll see. But so we'll either do rubber guard.
Regretting that. You'd be like, I should have done that.
I should have done yoga. Yeah. But
dude, there's some cutie that fucking runs a yoga department at work. Oh, she's so fucking bomb.
At your work?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There usually are, man. There usually are. But anyway, so yeah, it was a revolving door, and then it wasn't until Ruben came in. He came in early last year, around January of last year, and he took over for our program, and that's when things started to change because he was now he was a very consistent coach, and he coached me. He was my first official coach because prior to Naga, I had competed at another tournament, and I took second, but I didn't have a coach then. I just kind of showed up and just did it, and hope for the best. And yeah, I took second. I got some submissions and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. But with Ruben, he actually was there to coach me, and so he's coached me at a couple of my tournaments now, and he took over and actually taught me systems. He didn't just teach me a move. He didn't, and to this day he still doesn't. He teaches systems that lead to multiple finishes. So that's another thing that 10th Planet is known for, is they also they're submission chasers. I will say that. They're not big on that points game. They are submission chasers. So he taught me a lot. He taught me systems. He started teaching me to be a bit more patient, a little bit more on the position versus submission mentality, which is something it took me a while to grasp. Now I'm starting to now I'm barely starting to grasp that idea, especially because I do no-gi. So no-gi, because no-gi it's very fast paced.
Yeah.
It's you have to switch, which is something I'm used to already because I've been wrestling. But yeah, so yeah, 2 years, and I've progressed a lot. So hopefully, I can do this for the rest of my life. I will do this for the rest of my life. I have no other.
As long as you're fucking happy with it, right?
Yeah, I'm fucking exactly, and
as long as you don't have anything to hold you back.
Nothing. I don't. Like I said,
so
I have
what are
nothing.
You waiting for?
I'm not waiting. I'm doing it.
That's right.
And you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So when is your? Are you gonna do another competition?
Yeah. Last time I checked, there's one like every 2 months. So I'm feeling really fucking good, and I'll probably look at it
2 months
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, look.
I'm gonna do all my shit tomorrow. I'll do my taxes. I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah, there you go. Get it taken care of, and
I'm gonna go talk to my school, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah, and that's it. And again, that brings you joy, and it brings you true satisfaction, and you genuinely give a damn about doing it.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you enjoy doing it. And I love how when you said, like, oh, when you signed up it was go time, because I understood that 100%. I understand that feeling of, like,
I wish most people had that.
yeah, not a lot of people are willing to put themselves in such a grand scale situation. They are not good at being put in the spotlight and perform.
Yeah.
Perform. I mean, when you performed, what was going through your mind? Were you mindless almost, like an idiot?
Like kinda, yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I was. It's probably.
were you calm?
I was calm, but I was just like, I don't know. It was just kind of surreal.
Surreal.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
And this is the first one in San Diego or the second one in Vegas?
The second one in Vegas, because it was
more
record
grand
weight.
scale?
It was record weight.
It was what?
Record weight.
Record weight. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the weight you hit for San Diego?
This is before I broke 405, so it was like 385, 390-ish that I hit
At San Diego?
Yeah.
And was that still a record you broke?
I'm pretty sure. It was a Vegas one. I mean, sorry, it was a California record or something. It was at least a California record because they called it out. But the Vegas one, as far as I know, every attempt was a record attempt. So I did it 4 times.
And cleaned it out.
Cleaned that shit out.
Hey, did you expect to clean it out?
Fuck no. I mean, yeah, fuck no.
Yeah.
Because this was a pretty big one. I mean, they always held it in Vegas, so I thought it was going against a bunch of people. I actually fucked up. I went a day late. So for my weight class, it was the first day. It was like a Friday, and I got there Saturday, and it was just a shit show for me. And so I competed. Unfortunately, they let me compete.
Wait, how come? Why was it a shit show when you showed up?
It wasn't. It's just I was super unprepared.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
see, again, yeah, like, but okay, was it more exciting?
Yeah, it was super exciting because I was
right.
just like, all right, what's the next step? What do I do next? What's up? And I was just there. I'm like, me trying to fucking walk into this giant ass casino, trying to figure out where the fuck I'm going. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to compete. Where's this room now? And then, but apparently it's normal. People do this shit all the time. And
but not you.
Not me. I'm a fucking tank.
But you did it.
Yeah.
Like,
so that was fucking. Yeah, it was just surreal.
And you want to do more of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's been so long, and I kind of forgot about it, and I'm just kind of getting that feeling back. I'm just like, what the fuck what am I chasing? You know?
Yeah.
Let's get it back. You know?
Do it again.
So that's what I'm going for.
And do it, and again, it's, you do these things, you compete, you put yourself in the spotlight because I mean, at least for me, I don't do it for the attention or anything like that. I do it because I thoroughly enjoy it, and of course because I'm present in the moment.
Yeah.
I have no time to think about what the hell other people are thinking of me when they're watching me compete. I don't think you do either.
No.
I think you're
No.
And so
it's funny. Gringo just came, or I feel like that's what Gringo's problem is. That's why he hasn't been going to the gym.
Why?
He literally just got a 2-year Costco pass, and the first
dude,
day
I
he
was
walked
there.
in,
I was there. Yeah.
The first time he walked in, he's just like, I don't like it. I feel like there's people staring at me, and he just kind of walks out, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's that.
I'm just like,
that
why
mindset,
would you?
Like, I don't understand that.
Why do you
like,
give a shit?
Why exactly? Like, are you really that paralyzed at other people's supposed perceived opinions? You do realize those people are not there to see you. They're there to work out.
Yeah.
You know.
See, but that's a topic for another episode.
Mm-hmm.
Why you shouldn't give a shit about people's opinions.
There you go.
We will get back to you guys next time. It was a blast.
It was a blast.
Have a good one.
Next time. Later.